the sloppy play came back and haunted us last night. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Standstill Media. Today we're going to cover last night's game of the Phillies and the Seattle Mariners as the Phillies lose 5-4 to the Mariners as they make 4 errors in last night's ball game. The heads-up play was just not there. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please share, engage your bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. This video is also brought to you by All Things Phillies. All Things Phillies are tied to daily video of highlights from the game. So please go subscribe to his channel. Link in the description section. So this Phillies team puts up 4 runs last night. Aaron Nola on the receiving end of a bad call, really bad call from the umpires last night. They've been bad over the past, multiple seasons, but it really just been this year that they've just gotten, in my opinion, just considerably worse. I mean, they've just gotten so much worse this year. We have a ground ball hit the Gene Segura at second base, and he throws to first. I mean, the ball is clearly in Rhys Hoskins' glove. And it's knocked out of his glove. It is knocked out of his glove. The umpire calls him safe. He calls him safe and a run scores. And it's not reviewable. Joe Girardi was irate in it as he should have been. I would have been irate as well. I would have gotten thrown out. That is just ridiculous. Joe Girardi, I'm glad he got thrown out right there. He should have been thrown out. They said he was out of his window, enough time to review. It's just absolutely ridiculous. That was one of the worst calls. I mean, that was just absolutely terrible. We got Alec Boehm over at third, making another error last night, unfortunately. So I'm going to stop saying, if he's going on a stretch where he's not making a lot of errors, I can't talk about it anymore, because it seems like whenever I, bring it up a little bit, then he makes an error. So I need to stop talking about Alec Boehm's defense. If it's been good, I can't talk about it apparently, because every single time I try to bring up if he's playing well defensively, then he will come out and make an error, so I have to stop talking about that. As we get the scoring summary here in the bottom of the first inning, Eugenio Suarez singles in a ground ball the other way to right field. Adam Frazier comes around to score, and it's 1-0 Seattle here in the first. So Eugenio Suarez getting traded over to the Mariners with Jesse Winker, who also had a very good year last year, but Eugenio Suarez definitely been kind of having a weird year the past couple of seasons. He was great in 2019. And in the same inning, Julio Ricketts hits a grab ball up the third baseline. Alec Boehm, that was who was playing way back, wasn't able to get to it in time. Aaron Nola, who went to go and retrieve it, couldn't get to it in time. It's an infield single inside France. Comes around to score, and it's 2-0 Seattle. I'm not really going to blame Alec Boehm for that. I mean, they had him positioned, farther back. He's told where to be positioned. And we pick it up here in the bottom of the second inning, and here you go. This is just awful play that just was unacceptable. So this cost us a run. As I talked about before, this cost us a run. I just cannot believe how bad this was. I mean, he was clearly out at first. Adam Frazier, they said he singled on ground ball to second. He was out. But of course they called him safe at first. And Rhys Hoskins has the ball in his glove for at least 2 seconds. So the out is recorded, and then the ball is knocked out of his glove, and then they say he's safe. It's just disgraceful. And they knocked Rhys Hoskins with a fielding error on that, when Adam Frazier was the one who knocked the ball out of his glove. As Luis Torrens comes around to score, and it is 3-0 Mariners. So I guess that when the ball's thrown to Rhys Hoskins, he has to go like this. He has to hug the glove or something. Just bizarre. I just cannot believe how bad these umpires have been this year. So a 3-0 Mariners lead. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 5th inning. Nick Castellanos homers on a fly ball to left center field. Kind of a wall scraper, but a home run is a home run. So Nicky stays tied, his 5th home run of the season, over his former teammate Jesse Winker out there in left field. So nice job right there out of Nick Castellanos. Almost hit the camera guy out there. Now a 3-1 ball game. Of course, the Phillies getting on the board. A nice solo shot off of Robbie Ray, new addition over there for the Mariners. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Robbie Ray, Gene Segura at second base, throws a wild pitch. Gene Segura moves up the third, and then he throws another wild pitch, and Gene Segura comes around to score. And it's now a 3-2 ball game. So nice job right there. Great, base running by Gene Segura. He's really heating up. He's looked a lot better. Drastic changes from, a couple weeks ago. So Gene Segura looks so much better. So a 3-2 ball game. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ty France facing Brad Hand, and Brad Hand hits him in the foot. With the bases loaded. Jared Kalinec comes around to score, and it's now a 4-2 Mariners lead. So the Mariners get one of those runs right back So Brad Hand, just a mistaken location. I hate that. When we walk a guy in the bases loaded, hit a guy in with the bases loaded, I just can't stand that. I just can't stand that. But Brad Hand, it is what it is. And then he is going against former Phil J.P. Crawford, right? Former #1 prospect. A guy that really just wasn't very good with us. Of course, we traded him away to the Mariners, along with Carlos Santana. That was a huge trade. Of course, we got Gene Segura in that trade. And he hits a sacrifice fly out to center, and Luis Torrens comes around to score, and it's now a 5-2 ball. Pick it up here in the top of the 7th inning. Rhys Hoskins, technically had 2 errors last night. Of course, the one was really bad. On the pick off the 10th error, you got to catch that. You got to catch that. But the one that the ball is knocked out of his glove, that was totally not his fault. I do not blame him for that at all. That's just ridiculous. Here in the top of the 7th inning, he homers on a fly ball to left field. His 4th of the season, a solo shot, of course, because when did we ever hit a home run with a guy on base, right? And it's now a 5-3 ball game. So he just missed a home run earlier in the ball game. It just died on the warning track, but this one makes it over. So his 4th of the season, he's starting to heat up a little bit. So back-to-back nights, he homers. So a 5-3 ball game. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 9th inning. Gene Segura homers on a fly ball to left center field. So also he homers in back-to-back nights. His 5th of the season, and it's now a 5-4 ball game. So you have Gene Segura and Rhys Hoskins both homering in back-to-back nights, which is I find very, very interesting, right? I find that very, very interesting. So a 5-4 final score as the Phillies lose the second game of this 3-game set as they look for the series win here this afternoon at 3:40. So we got a rubber match here this afternoon. Kyle Schwarber 0 for 9 in the series so far. So he's not been very good. PS drops to 727. He's striking out 3 times. Alec Bohm, definitely cooled off last night. As he goes hitless. Also, a terrible job on that ground ball. To go to his right, and he doesn't even get in front of me. He has his glove like this. He's like going like this. He doesn't even get in front of it. He doesn't even get in it. Hops up and goes into left field. It's just like this terrible defense. Terrible. He wasn't even positioned well at all. Like, get in front of it. They teach you that in Little League. Get in front of the ball. He goes like this. The ball's to his right, and he just goes like this. He just puts his glove, and that ball bounces way up and goes into left field. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Bad fundamentals. Very, very bad fundamentals. Bryce Harper, 2 doubles last night for Harp. Great job. Gets his average now up to 267. OPS now climbs to 846. Harp definitely had a good night last night. Nick Castellanos, only one. It was a big one. That home run to left field, his 5th of the season. So that nice solo shot for Nick Castellanos. JT Muto goes hitless last night. His OPS now drops to 674. As I talked about, OPS this year for Muto has been very, very disappointing. 674 OPS. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's just amazing. He's hitting 255. Just think of this. Kyle Schwarber, who was hitting 192, has a 727 OPS, while JT Muto, on the other hand, is hitting 255, and he has a 674 OPS. So thinking about that, that is just crazy. And Gene Segura, only one hit was a big one. That solo shot to left field off of his former team. So another home run off of the Seattle Mariners for Gene Segura. And Rhys Hoskins, only one hit was a big one. That home run he hit the left field. And honestly, he just missed one earlier in the ballgame. It just died on the warning track. So it was very unfortunate. But still, he was able to muscle out that home run in that top of the 7th inning. And Johan Camargo goes hitless at short. He was able to draw a walk as Bryson Stott gets the night off. And Matt Vierling, why in the world is he out there? As soon as the lineup was sent out over the notification, I said to myself, why is Joe Girardi continuing to put Matt Vierling out there? I don't care about the righty-lefty. Herrera needs to be out there every day. I just do not care about the righty-lefty. I just don't. Matt Vierling is doing nothing out there. What in the world is he doing for you? Let's see, a 170 average and a 472 OPS. A 472 OPS. He's giving you a 472 OPS. So there's absolutely no reason to have him out there. I just don't understand. Odubel Herrera, 289 and a 905 OPS. And of course, he did come in later in the ballgame to take over out there, but there's just no excuse. You have to have Herrera out there every day. Vierling, he's giving you something. He's not giving you anything. He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. There's just no other way to say it there. Aaron Nola, 5 1/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, only 4 of them earned. 1 walk and 6 strikeouts. Aaron Nola, I mean, he made an error of his own last night. I mean, throwing the ball, goes, past Rhys Hoskins. I mean, we just had a lot of sloppy play last night. But as bad as his line looks, I mean, allowing 9 hits. A lot of them were not really hard hit balls in Aaron Nola's defense, but there are a lot of cases where his stuff looked on. The changeup looked absolutely devastating. I mean, the curveball looked absolutely just downright foolish. And it's just kind of weird they had a line like this. I mean, I think that, again, you know what I mean? That Adam Frazier, error, in RBI single, really those kind of plays really rattle your pitch. And unfortunately, I do not blame that on anybody else but this umpiring crew. I just don't. I mean, that was totally on the umpiring crew. I mean, he was clearly out. But Album, I mean, not getting in front of the baseball. Things like that really set a tone in the game. I always talk about that. I mean, 6 strikeouts and just 5 in the third. But there was times where his stuff looked, really on. But it's disappointing. I mean, it wasn't like we scored, some, outstanding amount of runs last night. But I always say whenever we go out and go out there and score Aaron Nola runs, then he gives up runs. And of course, when we don't go out there and score many runs, then he gives up very little runs or no runs. So Aaron Nola gets back to the loss. Now 1-4 on the Brad Hand. I mean, he wasn't charged with an earned run at any, but he wasn't very good in that 6th inning. I mean, hitting Ty France, he allows the sac fly to J.P. Crawford. So, not the best out of Brad Hand, but his ERA is very impressive at 2.25. And Jeurys Familia, I just can't believe this, man. I mean, like, when we signed this guy, I thought he was just going to be so bad. I thought he was just so washed, and another solid inning he gives us last night, striking out 2. ERA now sits at 2.79. And Andrew Bellotti, also with a solid inning last night. In that bottom of the 8th inning, allowing 1 hit, walking 1, and striking out 1. So another solid inning. He gives us ERA now sits at 2.25. So the bullpen, I mean, it's had a couple, really bad blunders this year, especially, last Thursday night. Of course, there's been other times that C.J. Cron 3-run shot that Familia allowed in Colorado a few weeks ago. So there's definitely been some blunders by this bullpen. Of course, every bullpen's going to have their, the bad days and, things like that. But for the most part, it's been very good. It's been very good. So we continue to see that. But unfortunately, it's not good enough to win this game as the Phillies fall short. I mean, the errors. I mean, 4 errors last night. I mean, that's just totally unacceptable. And, of course, one of them, we should have 3. I mean, in my mind, we had 3 errors last night. I mean, I'm going to go back to it again. Terrible. The ball is clearly knocked out of Rhys Hoskins' glove. I just can't believe how bad that call was. They 5-4 final scores. The Phillies hopefully can get the series win today. 3:40, the first pitch, Bailey Falter in an opener. Oh boy. Of course, Zach Eflin, Zach Leo are both on the virus-related IL. Bailey Falter owned 1 with a 4.91 ERA. Going against Gilbert, 4-0 with a 1.36 ERA. I mean, you had to win last night. Besides that totally just terrible call to Rhys Hoskins getting the ball knocked out of his glove, the defense still wasn't good last night. I mean, Album not getting in front of the baseball, Aaron Nola, wasn't very good defensively. Rhys Hoskins not catching that pickoff attempt. So, just not good defense at all. Not good defense at all. I'm not really confident, going into this game. Since we had Bailey Falter in an opener, going against Gilbert, who's, has a 1.36 ERA this year. But who knows? Hopefully we can pull it out. I mean, I just don't really think we will, to be, quite honest. And of course, the Mets win again. Why would they lose? They're going against this inept and pathetic Washington Nationals squad as they win 4-2. That's really no surprise. And the Red Sox pounce all over the Atlanta Braves by winning by a final score of 9-4. And the Diamondbacks defeat the Marlins again by a final score of 9-3. And how about Anthony Rendon? The Los Angeles Angels hitting a home run left-handed. Those are up 10-0. Andy Rendon just goes up there just for fun. Of course, he is not a switch hitter, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not know, Andy Rendon is a strictly right-handed hitter. He just goes up there, hits lefty for fun, and he hits a home run left-handed. I just can't believe it. Anthony Rendon hit a home run left-handed last night. You can't make this stuff up. 5-4 is your final scores. The Phillies lose. So, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please join the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media links in the description section at Phillies Handstill Media, Instagram, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PeonStillMedia. Card text 267-225-3392. Email me, PhilliesHandstillMedia@gmail.com. Do not forget about the Phillies Handstill hotline. 3:40, the first pitch this afternoon. Falter, Gilbert. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you. Let's go, Phillies. I'll see you guys.